Hi, everybody. We're going to do a nice 15-minute stretch. So if you're not down on the ground already, let's start on the ground. Woo. This is a 15-minute stretch, so almost for our whole body. So we're going to come down on the ground, roll back down, bring your knees in your chest and give yourself a little hug. We just finished a beautiful Tabata. And now we need to stretch to get back to our body. So maybe just rock side to side. Noticing that your heart is coming down. If you were recording on your Apple Watch that first one, you might want to shut the Tabata off, and you can always put yoga for this if you're one that likes to record it. All right, one more rock side to side. And then we're going to bring the feet back down to the ground, but wider than your mat. So knees bent. Bring your arms out into a T with the palms up. And then we're going to windshield wiper over to the right, but you're going to hang out there. I'm going to open up the hip flexors. Give us a little more like an upside down 99. The thing with stretching is giving the body the opportunity to fall into it. I'll bring the knees back up, so realign everything. Take a nice big inhale. Drop both knees over to the left, and we'll hang out. Woo. We demand so much of our bodies that stretching is so vital. Let's come back up. We're going to do each side one more time. I see so many people, and I've been guilty of it myself. You know, we push, and then I'm off doing something else, and I don't take 15 minutes in a day, in a week, is nothing to get back to our body. When I want to do all this stuff, off we go, over to the left. So what I'm saying is I don't always practice what I preach, Ken. And both knees back up. We'll walk the feet back in line with the hips. And you can take the right leg nice and long down to the ground. And we're going to take the left leg towards the sky and press through your heel to hamstring stretch. So we're going to put the hands behind the thigh. And as you bring your foot towards your forehead, or your leg towards your face, you're going to counter it by pushing away into your hand. If you want a small bend in that knee, I'll hold it for about 30 seconds. So this is stretching the muscles, the hamstring muscle starts in the glute, comes up the back of the thigh, wraps around the back of the knee. All right, now hug that knee into your chest. And when we hug the knee into our chest, we're nowhere near our kneecap. So it's either down by the thigh or towards the shin. Now you're going to press the heel away, and it's just going to come about 6 inches off the ground. You're going to bend the knee back in, press through the heel, and now it's about 12 inches off the ground. Bring it back in, so bend the knee towards the face. Press through the heel. It's like at a 90-degree angle. I call this a little hamstring ladder. So bring it back in, and then press to the heel back up towards the ceiling. And release your hands behind your thigh. Put your toes towards your forehead. And now kind of push-pull between your thigh coming forward and your hands pushing it back. Again, keep a bend in that knee. This is to stretch the muscle. All right, we're going to bend the right knee. And then we're going to bring that left ankle over top. Using your left hand, I want you to push at the inner thigh, get away, and have to give a little stretch, little movement to your hip flexor. And then reach between and make the number 4. Give yourself a little glute stretch. So pointing the toes towards the knees will activate the glutes a little bit more. Hugging in. And holding that stretch. This is a well-rounded stretch. So really after any sport, any workout, it's gonna serve you well. Untangle out of that. Bring both knees back into your chest. This time we're gonna make circles with our knees, but both knees are gonna come away from one another and then back in. So kind of making a number 8. So do 2, 3, 4, 5 one way, and then switch and go the other way. Back in the center, you're gonna take the left leg nice and long. Right leg's coming straight up to the sky, toes pointing towards you, hand behind the thigh, and stretching that hamstring. Bring the toes towards your forehead. A couple more seconds here. And then we'll do that little ladder. So bend the knee into your chest. And then push the leg away through the heel. So it's about 6 inches off the ground. Bend the knee back towards your chest. Press through your heel. You're about 12 inches off the ground. Doesn't have to be exact. I just want you to move up each time we push away a little further up. So you're at maybe 75 to 90 degree angle. And the last one, push all the way back up towards the ceiling. Once again, interlace your hands behind your thigh and push both. Hold it for 30 seconds. And nice stretch like. We'll untangle out of that. You're going to bend the left leg, cross that ankle over top of the left. Use your right hand to open up that hip flexor. Now be respectful, right? You're not pushing and torquing your hips. You're giving a little stretch, a little love. One more, so you can leave it there and then reach between and come into that glute stretch, figure 4. Up and in. If you're doing this one ever after that Tabata, you want to hold this figure 4 longer. That was squatting your Tabata. We did thousands of that in squats. I'm glad I don't see you Wednesday. All right, 5 more seconds. Beautiful, untangle out of that. Just drop both knees over to one side and you're gonna bring yourself up into a tabletop position. So in table, our knees are stacked underneath our hips. Wrists are stacked underneath your hands, and let's just enjoy a few cat-cows. So first, let's kick the top of the feet. Have a little bit of love, then curl the toes, give them a little bit of love, sit back into it. Back up. Press back into your toes, curl those toes, stretch it back up, and then we go back to neutral. All right, take a nice big inhale, drop your belly, take your tailbone long, take your gaze to look up towards the sky. So old cow, and then round your back to cat. Do a few at your own pace. Really make sure that you're stretching your upper back, those shoulders. So press into the ground and round it away. Take the tailbone long, open up your belly, open up your chest. Then we'll come back to neutral and we're gonna sink back into a child's pose. So sink your glutes down towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Drop your head down to the ground and let everything sink. Woo. And walk your hands over to the right side of your mat and still keeping your glutes down into your heels. Just feel a stretch on that left side of your body. And then slowly walk your hands over to the other side. Keep those glutes down. Reach and stretch on the right side. And come back up to center. You're gonna press yourself up back into tabletop. We're gonna take our left leg forward. So whether you want to kick it around and bring it, or whether you want to come through. So you're into a nice kneeling low lunge. So let's walk up our body up. Now press your hips forward and then your pelvis down. So you're gonna get a nice stretch on that front or back quad. So as we stay here, we want to continue to push down and forward. Bring your hands down to the ground and walk your hands back as you lift your front toes towards the sky and drop your head down towards your knee. So you're giving yourself a little calf stretch here. And then drop back down. So we're back to that low lunge. Now, if you can reach with, so I have my left leg forward, I'm gonna take my left hand and come back to grab my right foot. So twist, we'll open the chest, opening that quad. Even if you just pull it up. And let's bring that foot back down. And so now I want you to roll out on the outside of that foot. So we're into our low lunge. I want you to come onto the outside of that foot and then just bring your hands down flat. So again, really nice big stretch, little lizard movement. That inner thigh, groin, yep. And then we'll bring that knee back in alignment and then cradle both hands around that front foot. And you're gonna lift or curl the back toes, lift up so your legs are kind of both straight and your nose can come down to your knee. To a pyramid. Now bend the knee, front leg, bend the back, straighten both. Pull in, bend, and then straighten. Both hands down the ground, bring that front foot to the back into a downward facing dog. Then go for a little pedal, but nice and slow. You want to be able to feel your calves. And bend both knees, on back down onto your tabletop. Flat the tops of the feet. Curl the toes under, walk your hands. So press back as if you're going into a child's pose. And then forward. So you're giving your toes plus your arch a little stretch here. And do one more. Nice one back. And now we're going to take the opposite leg, so my right leg's coming forward into that low lunge. Lock my hands up, pressing my hips forward and my pelvis down. So I want that nice stretch. And with each breath, and see if I can get a little bit more space. Can I come forward and down a little bit more? Nice stretch. Oh. All right, hands come down. We're going to walk the hands back as your toes come up and you're pointing the toes up towards the sky. Bend through the knee, or bend, bow towards the knee. Give yourself a little calf stretch. It also stretches the hamstring a little bit. Breathe. All right, come back up so that you're into that low lunge. Hands come down, so you're going to kick the back foot towards the body and reach behind. It's not reaching today, so we grab and open up, so around your chest as well. So twist to the side, get a nice big stretch. And breathe, 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 breathe. All right, come on back then, drop that back leg back to your lunge. And then roll, so bring both hands on the inside of your body, inside of that front foot. Roll on the outside of the foot into that lizard. One more breath here. And then we'll bring the hands back to cradle the front foot. We're going to curl the toes of the back leg and step forward just a little bit so you can come into that we call pyramid in a yoga class. But you're straightening both legs and you're bringing your nose towards the front knee. And then bend both knees, straighten both legs. We bend and we straighten. Bend one more time. And straighten. And then both hands are going to come down to the ground, step that front foot back. We're back into a down dog, so press your chest towards your thighs, tailbone towards the sky, and then go over that little pedal. Little walk, little pedal. Feel your thigh, feel your calves. Ooh. All right, meet in the center. Slowly walk your hands nice and slow towards your feet. Then we want to bring our nose towards our knees, create lots of space in our back. You're going to drag your hands up your legs, nice and slow, keeping your shoulders and your head to come up last. Roll those shoulders back and down. Let's bring one arm across, give a little hug so you have a shoulder stretch. Hold it for a few seconds here. So make sure the shoulder's down and you're giving it a nice hug in. We'll bring that hand behind. Transfer to a little tricep stretch. So you're pulling their arm back, strength, stretch the muscles back of the arm. Bring both arms up, thumbs down, and then press back, opening up through your chest. Thumb comes up, hand comes over, give yourself a little neck stretch. Be respectful of the amount of weight and the torque that you're pulling it there on the next stretch. Back up, let shoulder stretch the other side. shoulders soft. It's not that stretch across the back. Transition to a tricep stretch. Arms back out, thumbs down, back to a little chest stretch. Bring arms back in alignment and stretch your neck on the other side. Bring both arms out. Give yourself a giant hug as you started your week. Amazing. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself you love yourself. Say, I love you, baby. I love you. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me on that beautiful stretch.